Alrighty guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Titan here, and I'm bringing to you the Black Desert Online Beta Episode 12. Alright, so we're picking up where we left off at the plantation, the wheat plantation.
Mrs. Late, all the wheat has been loaded.
Then leave for the refugee camp.
Stop right there. Mrs. Late, I already
Understand your concerns, good priest, but the people are starving.
Ordinary food will do nothing to save them. Don't you get it? Can't you see the refugees are suffering for their own sins?
The pharmacist claims differently. He says the contagion will spread faster if they're starving. Fortunately, this year we've harvested enough wheat, enough to alleviate the hunger of all the refugees.
If you deny God's will, your farm will not go unpunished.
Really? Is that truly God's will?
Blasphemy! Questioning God's will? Do you really expect to get away with this? Your arrogance will bring disaster to this farm. Do you understand?
Do not hesitate to help others.
You seem to have come a long way, and yeah, it's a far freaking way to get to this plantation.
Going through a hard time.
Release the pigeon. Basically, you're sending a messenger pigeon to Eden and Orwin, or Orwain, whatever the bowwoman is.
Gathering tools.
The archer lady.
Take them at a cheap price.
I cannot stress this enough. When you start playing, make sure that you get the tools you need to harvest things in this game, because you will be missing out without them. I mean, you can gather weeds by bare hand, but it's just not nearly as good.
Cute.
What you saw there before was a Calpheon priest, and they have way too much resemblance to
Do you have anything you
Rome.
need? Or do you want to get something repaired?
And I was never really a big fan of the Roman church. It seems the game developers went through the trouble of making Calpheon a lot like
Visiting me. Are you interested in archaeology? All the wisdom of our ancestors is
things that happened a long time ago in the past. So you just run up here to this carrier pigeon. It's basically just a messenger pigeon, and it takes a note to Eden or Eden and Orwa or Orwain, the archer lady.
Do not forget that a life seeking only
Then you complete that mission. And I think right here it's asking you to go talk to the archaeologist here, or the whatchamacallit, the observer, the person that researches stuff, so the researcher.
Without exception, legacies of the ancient need to be recorded. Give your support. Visiting me. Are you interested in archaeology? Without exception.
This is also another character that assists with you in the story quite often. You meet her way more than once. I can't stress enough to speak to everybody you can and get as much knowledge as you can, so that way you have a good store of energy. So you were told to come out here and talk to this priest.
I have come here to purify your spirits.
the starving rumors. Look at the corpse before you. And then he's like, it's all because of sin, and this is what you reap, and so bloody blah. A lot of crazy statements made from Calpheon priests.
Lord
Who'd have
Elyon
figured?
is outraged. People should kneel and drink tears of repentance.
So you are asked by this priest to go talk to the alchemist. Who is studying at the contaminated farm. You basically spoke to that priest just to get directions to this alchemist. I don't know why particularly.
You seem to have something more than meets the eye.
I'm starting to notice a trend here with the alchemists.
Alchemy includes research on all noble. For instance, finds its use for the good of the people. Alchemy has a deep meaning. It is not easy to read. Do not reside long in a place where black energy is prevalent.
How are you, Gorgath? I see servants of darkness there.
It's been a while, Orwin. There's some dreadful news. Those demons have been unleashed on this world, one by one.
Yes, I see. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the Monarch of Darkness has returned.
Now that is terrible. Sunrise Herb alone won't do any good to deal with the darkness. I have some old friends of mine at the Holy College. I should ask them for advice.
So you've already sensed the danger. Do either of you know of a way to stop him?
Guess we'll have to come up with something.
We're being watched, Gorgath. It's no longer safe here. Apparently, we are drawing too much attention to ourselves. We haven't much time. Orwin, why don't you check the refugee camp first? You can join back up with Gorgath at the Holy College later.
Power is to be used for saving people. The disaster is beginning.
Alright, so basically what you saw there was them coming up with a plan to go over things.
People are dying.
Orwin is sent out to basically scout ahead, and you're going to meet up with her later, but first you have to prove the reliability to him. So somehow my horse had died. I have no clue. I think whenever you went to PvP it was a glitch or something in the beta. As you could see, for a split second it was it was pretty expensive. It was tens of thousands of silver, which isn't hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands is still quite a bit of silver. What you see right now is me checking out the breeding market just to see what it was about. I think at one point I put my my first mount in there, and it actually ends up getting bred with another person's horse at some point or another. So basically that's just another, level or story interval achievement, and you get more inventory for it and black stone. I really didn't utilize the black stones as best as I probably could have. For the most part, I didn't tamper with the enchantment and transfusion. menus in this game. Just really wasn't a point. So that's my brothers on the side. Brother Josh is also a warrior, so we didn't really mess around going in to help him and show some gameplay of that.
You seem to have something more than meets the eye. Alchemy includes research on all phenomena, but the principle lies in its use for the good of the people.
So now you've completed that, he trusts you.
Alchemy has a deep meaning. It is not easy to reach that depth. Do not reside long in a place where black energy is.
I keep falling off of that mount. That's the one thing that drives me crazy. So, you guessed it, yep. We have zombies. It was inevitable. When I saw this, I was like, are you kidding me? Is this something that's just gonna be in every game now? Behold, zombies. So there are various enemies in this. One of the most annoying is the witch. The second most annoying are the towers, naturally, and the brutes are pretty easy to dispatch. So you find Orwin hanging out up here. Shh.
Preparations are complete.
Kuna Shasa. Over to Kanyak. Uek nemasis. Gorgosuna nematrena. Aroma pectani. Soto skanak.
So he sacrifices somebody to summon up zombies. Pretty much what that broke down to activate dart powers and summon zombies. Reminds me a lot of just any game that has dart magic. We'll just throw zombies in there. It's a very plausible action. Don't get me wrong, it is, but at the same time, it's pretty Looney Toony. So after you do that, you have to talk to the priest that was recently harassing the owner of the plantation.
beggars are relentless. Now back off! The priest will preach!
Our blessed Lord Elion is well aware that you are all in pain.
Help us, please. Help us.
However, have you ever even considered why Lord Elion hasn't offered you his grace? You are all sinners, and you have yet to be forgiven.
The people who followed the priest the other day, have they been saved?
It's lack of faith that keeps you away from salvation. You're still questioning God's will. You cannot be saved. Other than this man here, those willing to repent may get in the wagon.
I believe.
Take me. Let me go. Take me.
Take me
too.
Everything you do is the Lord Elion's will. Trust me, you will all see the path. Lord Elion guides us.
The scary thing about that is, if you look in your history books, a lot of stuff like that happened in Rome and England and all that kind of thing. Very unpleasant. And too accurate. Makes you wonder if the makers of this game actually went through the trouble of reading up on the history books and everything. Most likely they did. That, or they just watched enough Assassin's Creed Unity, or not Unity, but just Assassin's Creed in general to get a nice grip on the concept of it. Scary thing is it's way too accurate though. Basically what I'm saying is the developers of this game, they get a thumbs up for me from just how believable that was. Further wish to convey the fact that this is all made up anyways. It's just a work of fiction. And therefore is not no reflection of anything that's currently, being done other than somebody's creativity. Just walked up, and I think that was Meteor Shower, but I increased the cast speed to the point where it's actually usable. Those brutes actually take a good couple hits. They won't forever though. Look at how long this takes. This is Blizzard. Finally activates, and then it's gone before you even knew you used it. After a while, you're gonna finally accomplish that. I wasn't a big fan of killing these zombies. Out of all the enemies in the game, there were a couple more enemies that were, I don't know, they were harder and they just felt like more was invested in them. I'm pretty confident that they went through a lot of trouble to make these enemies, but they just didn't. Strike me as my favorite enemy in the game.
Everything you do is the Lord Elion's will. Trust me, you will all.
Alright, after all that, you turn this into him, and you pick a potion.
Get rid of your stubbornness and head for the land of happiness.
If you're a magic user, you're obviously going to use the MP potion.
Overcome hardship.
Then he
Lord
gives you a
Elion.
couple of missions on top of what you're already doing,
All of us.
which you most likely are going to do because you're going to need the contribution points. That mine trading is actually pretty useful. It lowers your cast time. Therefore makes, you know, Meteor Storm and a couple other spells actually useful. Alright, after you've done that, you have to run all the way up this way. Then when you get here, you just kill a bunch of mobs. It's always rough when you have to get like items from them, so luckily you didn't have to pull any items off of these, because when you get those item quests like a staff of a wizard and a sword of a warrior, you sometimes have to kill them like 4 to 5 times before they actually drop it, at least from my experience in the beta. Hopefully it'll be fixed in the official release of the game for PS4, but during the beta it was messed up. I had to kill so many just to get it. You'd have like 10 of them, so that 10 stats goes from 10 to like 50 enemies that you had to kill to accomplish the item collection quest. And it wasn't an item that you could physically have, it was just something that randomly dropped. You didn't see it, you just saw it pop up and said, oh, quests, you gained this. Alright, when you got all that done, you go back to the priest. He offers you some food along with your stuff. You're really interested in the gold bars because they're worth 100,000 apiece. I'd start out with a lot of healing potions, so generally I pick magic potions. You know, you did that, and that's like 3 gold bars, or maybe 2. Yep, no, 3. That's 300,000 silver right there. It's almost 1/3 of a million silver just for doing that. That was 10 minutes of effort, basically. Well, no. It would have been about 40 minutes of effort. Oh, no, it wouldn't. It would, most likely would have been 10 minutes. It's hard to figure out because all of this is like times 2. I'll leave all of this in so you can get a real idea of what you're going to be doing, just like what I did. But I speed it up as much as possible. You go any faster than this, you start basically looking like you're, well, it's not legible. You can't read anything. You can't hear anything. It's just, it's a bunch of, it looks like pictures are just getting thrown in front of you. You can tell that it's definitely not a scene by scene thing. It's like a whole group of pictures sent at you. It's very unpleasant. So, this is as fast as I can get it. I thought that was weird over there. Right by where this guy is picking up refugees.
You do is the Lord Elion's will.
Alright, take that last potion. That's all of his missions that I know of. So now I pick the next mission and off we go. Except that I need my horse. You do not want to run that whole way. Sometimes you make mistakes. So it's, I think it's L2 and up to get a waypoint to your horse. And then I just call my horse. It's down on the D-pad to summon the dark spirits, so sometimes if you're tapping really quick, you can make that mistake. It's not too hard. There are actually quite a few menus in this game, so keep that in mind. Alright, so this is, of course, Calpheon. Actually, this should be your first time here. So, this is I think armor vendor. For the most part, the main quest will give you all the armor and weapons you'll need. Like, any weapons and armor that are offered at a, shop are... what's the word? They're rendered useless when you get far enough into the main quest. They're rendered moot. There's no purpose in using them. So, as you can see here, I've gotten yet another item to upgrade. And, let's see, what is that? Wind crystal ornament. So I added that to, I don't know, I think it was either my gloves or... it had to have been gloves or chest piece, one of the two. Or the hat. No, it's most likely the gloves, because the hat was already worked on from the last time. Anytime you change like a piece of equipment, even if you're upgrading it, it loses all its dye, so keep that in mind. I don't know if that was just a beta thing, or if that'll persist over into the release of the game. I never understood what books were about. I was looking at them with a great amount of curiosity, but I have no clue what any of these are for. In lots of games, they're vitally important to give you skills that you would otherwise have to spend skill points into, but I have no clue what they are in Black Desert Online. So, taking a good look at it, I just imagine it'll take up inventory space. Of course, I'm looking all over for a process of reading. And ultimately, I say forget it. And
culture, faith, and even strength are what the Valkyrie women possess. Buy books. Fill your study with knowledge.
Sell it back. Yep. I kind of figured it would be a way to boost your energy through knowledge, but I have no clue.
I was out of my mind, wasting all the money I had.
I thought that was really crazy. It's a candle vendor.
First time seeing a handsome troll.
I always liked these characters. They were hilarious. Sounds like something you would tell a girl you like. Oh, first time you ever seen a handsome, goofy looking guy? Don't worry, I get it all the time. Just something stupid like that. Just keep in mind you can never have enough carrots, it feels like. Generally speaking, 20 will do you for a good bit of time, but I don't know, some people probably like having 99 on them so they don't have to think about it. If 99 can fit in the stack. I only pushed it to 20, so go back through here. Now keep in mind this map is huge. It is humongous. I think even after like everything you've seen, I only explored like a third of the map. So the whole main quest and all this stuff that's stuck over in this little corner seems to be only a third of the full map. So this is where I run into the fact that traps exist, which caught me off guard. So I just blast it down. Item and a carrot. Ta-da! Luckily, you got the really good carrots from a package that you received for playing the beta, which I thought was really neat. Saves you a bit of silver at least. It took me quite a good bit of time to get up to level 34. Like, we're looking at, let's see, 11 hours of work put in. It has to be at least 11 hours, because each episode, actually this is episode 12, so you're looking at, say 12 hours, yep, about 12 hours, because each one of these is roughly 30, 40-ish minutes, and the reason that is because they're times two'd quite often, and it's almost always the full episode, so this is a good 12 hours of work put into the game of grinding and doing the best I could to get as much as I could for you, my viewers, because I don't get to keep any of this.
There wouldn't be any spiders there, I'm afraid.
Funnily enough, this woman I talked from probably 2 episodes back, I finally finished her mission. It was so insignificant. It was just like, oh, it's another gold bar. Might as well slow down and pick it up. It may even been silver bars, to be honest with you. I wouldn't know. It's just not one of the most important missions you could possibly have. So now I gotta run all the way back to Calpheon. I ran all that way just to finish that mission and be done with it. Keep in mind, those bandit icons are really, really powerful enemies, and you want nothing to do with that, so... Not unless you're like level 55 or you've awakened at level 56. Sadly, I did not get the opportunity to awaken. But I got awfully close. I got up to level 50. I have a good idea of what you have to do to awaken, but I'm gonna let you find it out on your own when the game comes out. I think it's 2 more days. If you bought the early access, you can access it tomorrow, I think. It should take about maybe 2-3 hours to download, maybe even longer depending on if the majority of it's on the server or is going to be on your game system. I really doubt it'll be on your game system though, because these graphics are pretty nice for, you know, a PS4 to render with this much stuff going on all at once. Usually what I find whenever you end up going on an auto run, you can flip open a book or watch some YouTube, and before you know it, you'll be at the destination. One of the things I like doing the most is, or not what I like doing the most, one of the things I like a lot is, as far as poems go, you got Invictus, you got, Daffodils by William Wordsworth. You should definitely check out Daffodils. If you're getting bored or having to watch this bit, Daffodils by Williams Wordsworth was pretty good. Anytime you have a long auto run like this, I would highly suggest watching that poem. Alright, now that I'm finally in Calcion, it shouldn't be too far of a run. I say naively. It's probably on the farthest, most highest peak of Calcion. Yep. So, this is like their guard court that's filled with cannons and guards. This looks a lot like Rome did way back when.
I always carry Lord Ellion's words deep in my heart.
So he's talking about how he wishes he could be all the way out there near the place where it's contaminated, helping out those that are in need.
Reading the doctrine every morning.
And then he's really far away. He looks forward to when he can, even though he's in this big chapel, probably enjoying a nice meal and
In spite of the fact
awesome lodging. Now you're done talking to him. He's going on about everything I was basically stating from previously before. You can really tell they read their books, but anyways, it has been my pleasure so far. I do believe this is wrapping up the episode, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and there are links down in the description below. There should be one for the next episode after this one. I'm still going to keep on putting them out until 2 days from now, I guess. Anyways, thank you so much. Bye.